Hi friends, welcome back. And today we are going to discussing about our next topic in our POM setup. Okay. See here, which we have seen in the last video, the page object model we have set up, right? Like pages we have done and result and specs, and then we have done for login test and helper class, and these all the things we have done, right? And also we need to do for one more thing that is called screenshot, which I have explained in the last video time, right? Last video time I have explained about like how we can able to take the screenshot time. Okay, we have seen for complete page taking, but we are not given any like a specific element purpose, right? That we are going to cover in this particular video. Okay. For that, in the gem file, okay, here we need to use for one command called gem. We need to install actually this particular plugin, PNG format. Okay, this is completely a PNG file purpose we are saving. Okay, then we are using for bundle install. Okay, once we hit this particular bundle install, it will install into our local. Okay, now that particular file is installed. Okay, then once you have installed, then we need to write our method. Okay, the method we are going to take, right? Login page. Okay, I'll create inside the login only. Okay, or you can able to create this specific function into any different file also. Okay, you need to consume that particular file into your location. That is a main. Okay, this is one kind of generic function. Okay, like define take element screenshot. Okay, this is the function and you can use for element. Okay, because element need to be given a reference. Okay, and then we need to use a file name. Okay, you need to declare as a nil and no need to give the curly braces and we need to use the end function. Okay, and then here we need to use the begin. We need to begin here. Okay, what we need to begin if that particular element, which is the element is coming, this particular element, if the element dot present, okay, if it is present, then we need to do all the necessary things and take the screenshot and all. Okay, whenever it is coming the time base, we need to use timestamp. Sometimes this timestamp will work, sometimes will not work. Okay, if it is work, it is not work also, no need to bother about it, but I'm going to converting this one. Okay, time dot now dot str f time, and then we need to use for single quotation. Okay, percentage y percentage m percentage d underscore percentage h percentage m and percentage seconds. Okay, and then we need to use the file name. Okay, that is a file name we are going to use like two pipes equal to, if you are passing a file name, okay, it will take that specific file name. If you are not pass, then it will take element underscore web driver. We can able to give that element. Okay, we can give the up to element. Okay, uh, then we can use for hash to curly braces and use for timestamp. Okay, and then use for PNG. Okay, this is the file format. If you provide the file, it will take the file. If you are not provide the file name, then it will take as a any name. Okay, it will take the element and then it will create the timestamp, and that particular timestamp it will go on do that. Okay, now which is the one we need to take? Our basically report folder, right? For that we need to store our file screenshot into report folders. Okay, and then I'm going to use for my element underscore screenshot. We need to save the screenshot path. Okay, then I need to use the file dot join. Okay, where we need to join the file. This is my report folder. This is the report folder I'll use for report folder itself. A reports folder. Okay, comma file name. Okay, in that particular location I'm going to save my file. Okay, then we need to use our locator first, right? For the locator, element dot wd. Wd is basically a web driver. This is basically a Selenium driver. This Selenium driver is backend, it will work, which we have used for this particular, right? That particular one it will take. Okay, no need to install for anything, but it will take it. Okay, this particular element we need to store into one element, right? For understanding purpose, that I'm going to use for WebDriver element. Okay, this WebDriver element, it will store that particular element. Okay, now from that particular element we need to take as a PNG format. Now WebDriver element dot, there is a method called screenshot underscore hash. Okay, this is the method, it is the colon PNG format. Okay, PNG format. Now this particular one it will convert as a one particular file. Okay, that is a screenshot underscore data. We can able to name it called as a, we are going to call it as a screenshot data. Okay, from this particular file we need to capture it first. Okay, now I'm going to use here, we need to write the screenshot data file. Okay, we need to write it, which is the file it is coming, that particular file purpose we need to use the file dot open. Okay, we need to open that particular file where it is screenshot element screenshot path location. Okay, what we need to do, that we need to use for wb. Okay, do and pipe symbol, and we need to use a file. Okay, for this particular file we need to write option. Okay, file dot write. Previous what we have done, we open that particular file. That particular file we are going to take the screenshot data. Okay, which is the path. Now what exactly we are doing, right? This particular file which will open the screenshot means it first time it will take as a complete entire website it will take. Inside that, which is the data, it is the, we are expected, right? That particular expected data we are extracting. Okay, and then we are making as a end. Okay, once we done, and you can able to print what exactly you are got, right? We can use for element screenshot saved for colon, and we need to use for element screenshot path. Okay, and then we can use for here, we need to return this particular function element screenshot path. Okay, and we need to use for else. See else why? Because here is already if condition is there. You can see if, and that particular if continuation we are using for put. Okay. If that element is not presented, we are going to print like a element not visible. Okay. And we need to return nil. Means we are returning for nil value. Okay. And this particular thing should be end. Okay. Now we are ended. Okay. But if you need something to display and all, we need to use, there is a method called resecure resec. It is called one kind of try catch block type. Okay. We are end of the time we are going to give some error message for catching problem, right? That purpose we are going to do. Okay. And here we are going to use that puts error with WebDriver. Error e dot message. Okay. And here also we are going to return nil and we need to mark it as a end. Okay. This is a completely end. This is method starting and method ending. Ah, this is method starting and method ending, and this is the one more end. Okay. We need to take the proper end sections. If we are not take the proper, right, it will not work what we are expected, right? Those expected information we cannot see in that particular location. Okay. Now our main concept. Now we need to go for login spec location, and this is my, yeah. See here is a login validation, and here is my uh, what you can say, error validation. Okay, you need to, before exception we need to use. Okay, and here we need to use the methods now. Okay, invalid case, if at the rate login page dot error message. Comparing to error message, we can take for what we can say, error message. We can say for error element also we can take, because what happen in case if you take the error message, only it will take the message only. Uh, what we can do comparing to error message, here this error message, we can do one thing here, success message, that is error message, and instead of that we can use for def uh, error underscore present. We can take it as a surplus, not present. We can take it as a present. If it is present, then you can begin. Okay, what you have to begin, and this error message only we will take, and is dot present end. Okay, Instead of that, we can take this one, presenting one we can take, because this is the message, right? I'm not sure whether it will work out or not, but I'll take for error present. Okay. Error present is the one we are going to take. If it is present, okay, then we are using for question mark. Then we can able to put that particular message, what error message it is doing and all. Okay. We can use the percentage and here at the rate login page dot error message. This is the message we are going to present. Okay, if it is present, then we are going to using this one, and then we are going to use for our element one. Okay, first it will return something, right? We can able to call it as a, sorry, result. Okay, and here at the rate login page dot take element screenshot. Okay, it is required for two elements. One is at the rate login page dot error message. We can call it at error message, or only for error we need to return the element, right? This is returning for present or true or false, and here it is returning for text. Okay, we can return for one element as well. Okay, error element def error underscore element. Okay, we can we are just returning a element. Okay, we are not returning anything, just we are returning for element, and then we are ended. Okay, and here we can use for error element. Okay, this we are going to returning for error element. Okay, and comma, you can provide for any kind of name or just for empty, and that it will goes and provide you for the name. Okay, but I'm going to use for uh, element dot png. Okay, dot png I'm taking. Okay, now I'll return for what are the things it is present there, right? That everything I'm going to displaying. Okay, puts, and we can able to use for my specific element screenshot and cross browsers and result. Okay, now this is the one. Okay, and it is included for my error message and all. Okay, and then we need to mark it as a n, because the my if condition will be completed. Because of that I'm going to do that. Okay, now you can see here there is no, nothing is there. Okay, now I need to run this particular file and we can see whether it will be done or not. Okay, now we are going to take for specific element. You can use for browser dot screenshot dot save is the directory it will take. No need for required, like no need to provide for again separate code. You can use it because we have already shown that particular code into my previous section. Okay. Now it is taking time. Login is done. And now it is going to do for invalid case. It will take time to load that complete page and all. Okay. Now the page is loaded and it is clicking for something, waiting for error message, I guess. Yes, the page is why nothing accepted. It got past everything. To example, it is got finished and it is generated for today only, but it is not take the screenshot. Why it is not take that screenshot? And I think it is not come inside also. Directly went here and I accepted. One more time I'm running. Uh, Now you can see element screenshot saved and this one came. Okay, now you can see here. Invalid credentials. Previous, there is a space timing sync up issue. I have given the sleep 5, then after that it is created. Okay. See invalid credentials and then reporting elements. Okay. Inside that element, we are going to capturing, and this is my invalid credential. Okay, that is a specific element taking the screenshot. Okay, previous I have shown that full page. You can take for the full page, like here itself browser dot screenshot dot save, and you can provide. Okay, that I have explained. Because of that moment I'm not explaining the specific element because of this. Okay, like this you can able to create one reusable function. That reusable function you can able to use for wherever you want. Okay, this way you can able to get it for specific element. Okay, and I have already shown that HTML report and all. In case if you need for any other kind of report or anything if I missed in this particular sections, you can add me in the comment. Definitely I'll update missing concept in that particular sessions. Okay, thank you for watching and please do subscribe and share to your friends and colleagues. Thank you.